Hi guys, I am Amber Van Hoos, and this is my story from bad to good. So up until about 7 years ago, I had no idea who Jesus was. I am a first generation Christian. I remember being in school and filling out surveys and texting my Mom, what are we? So that I could fill out the right bubble, marking Christian. I've been a single mom to my 14-year-old daughter for a majority of her life. Before Jesus, I was a thief. I sold drugs. I was doing what I wanted, with who I wanted, when I wanted. Is that too much? Nope. We keep it 100 at Venture, right, guys? So I started attending a church out in San Jose. It was a young adult service where hundreds of young adults would gather weekly. I started serving there. I thought, is this really how church could be? Pretty quickly, I decided to get baptized. And really the coolest part, if it wasn't cool enough to get baptized, was that I invited my whole family and all of them came. And in response to just being in the room, 8 of them ended up getting saved. And a couple of them also got baptized that night, which was wild to me, thinking that they're just coming, to cheer me on and do all that. Little did I know that it would be changing their life and their eternity forever. So about 6 months into following Jesus, I found myself, I had just graduated from a vocational college. My mom invited me to come live with her, to bring Jaden along and to really just have some time to get my career going. And then since we weren't on the lease, about 3 days later, we got a letter that we needed to vacate or that everybody in the home was going to need to leave also. This was a little bit wild to me, right? I just moved out of my place, didn't have any money saved, didn't have really a set job since I just graduated. I was a little bit freaking out, ended up in a shelter locally. And I remember just like the first night laying in the bed crying and asking God, what is happening? I'm doing what you say. I'm following you. I gave up drugs, alcohol, men. I gave it all up. I tithe, all of these things. I remember just crying. And then 2 days later, I remember being in the living room of the shelter and there was women around me and getting to tell them about Jesus. Dang it. Getting to tell them about Jesus and them saying that they wanted to follow him too. They gave their lives to him. And I remember laying in my bed that night, crying different tears, saying, wow, God, I get it. I know why I'm here now. And he said so clear, Amber, did you want to be used or not? And I think it's so wild because we think that being used is being up on stage or being seen in videos or stuff like that. But are you still willing to be used if it's going into a shelter? Are you still willing to be used if it looks like going in the streets and doing outreach there? Just really wild. That led me into transitional housing through Salvation Army. I went through a 2-year program there and it was so amazing. Changed my life around. I was able to save money, get out of debt completely, and really just have a stable home for Jaden and I for the 2 years that we were there. I had signed Jaden up for a dance class, and at one of her first practices, I was sitting on the couch watching the girls dance, and the woman next to me, I saw that she was reading a book. It was a Christian author, and I was like, oh shoot, she looks cute, maybe she wants to be my friend, another Christian woman. Mind you, because I had been traveling to San Jose weekly to attend church up there. So when I saw her, I thought maybe there's community here for me, and started talking to her. And she said, oh, my husband and I are going to play in a church. And I said, what? This is wild. Had no idea what they believed, but I just knew in my spirit that I was all in. This woman was Pastor Anna. I showed up at the next Equip that they had a couple weeks later, and I have not left since. My life today looks so different. I am free. I am stable. Jada and I have been living in our current home for coming up on 5 years, which is the longest that we have ever lived anywhere since she's been born. I am celibate. I've been sober for 7 years. I am in full-time ministry. I help lead the kids ministry, but then also my day job, I am the director of housing for Set Free Monterey Bay, where we help assist women exit the life of exploitation. And what's really cool is in that, not only do I get to help run the home, but I'm also out in the community educating on what human trafficking is. And most recently, I was at an event training a group of over 100 people, and I look out in the audience, and one of the women who was there was actually my caseworker from when I lived in the Salvation Army transitional housing, which was a wild turn of events, a full circle moment where I got to see kind of like my life flash before me in the sense of where I was just 5 years ago and now today training her in a different space. Through all the detours, God has been kind.